Hey, I'm Lynx and I'm an Immortal 3 Initiator main, and today I'm going to show you some Gekko lineups I have on Icebox. I'm going to start off by telling you guys some really important tips which every Gekko player should know to get the most value out of him when playing. And the first thing is recycling util. If you're playing Gekko, you really need to focus on recycling util. So if I'm chucking my Dizzy, I need to be sure I'm picking him up. I should be getting at least 2 uses out of Dizzy if I'm using him. Not all the time, there's certain situations where you can chuck your flash and you won't be able to get it back, but we need to make sure we're trying to get our Dizzy to land in spots where it is pickable and we're able to get it back. Like if we're giving Dizzy away, we kind of need to be trading it for at least a kill, I'd say, or at least a lot of space. But even if you do take a lot of space, you should, once you have that space, you should be able to just pick the Dizzy back up anyway. So like if I flash here to take this space, I'm able to pick it back up with my team holding me. So just keep that in mind. We don't want to be chucking Dizzy away straight away right off the bat, because then we have no more flash, and that takes away from, you know, Gekko's value. Like we're picking Gekko because we can recycle util and we can play it a lot. If we don't want to do that, then maybe a better pick would be Sova, where his recon just recharges over time. Gekko's abilities don't recharge over time, and you need to pick his util up. Like if I chuck Dizzy and I pick him up, it takes 10 seconds for Dizzy to come back online, so I could easily get like 10 Dizzies out of a round if I really wanted to. That's really like unrealistic, but it's just a point I'm making to show you how many like Dizzies or like how much util you could really throw as Gekko if you want. I also want to say Gekko is really strong for attack side, for planting the bomb, playing post plant with Mosh, and also just setting up your teammates to fight with flash and giving them like a favored advantage. And on defense, he's really good at retakes and really good at setting your teammates up on lines or even making small trap plays, which I'll show you as well. Another thing is, when you're playing Gekko, you need to be making sure you're calling your flashes. I'm not just going to flash and not tell my team that I'm flashing. I'm going to want to call my flash, and when I'm flashing, where I'm flashing, so my team know to push off it. I could say like, hey KO, I'm going to flash for you. Jet, I'm going to flash for you. Get ready to go in. Or get ready to swing, guys, I'm flashing. They're all examples of what you can call when you're calling flashes, or you can just say flashing. Like, you can just say like, if your teammate in a fight, just say flashing, and they know that they're going to have a flash and they're going to be able to fight with it. And for the last tip is, not many people know, but Thrash moves without holding W. So right now I'm not holding W and Thrash is still moving forward. So what this means is when we're using Thrash, we can focus on more like B hopping. So we can use our A and D key to B hop around and clear corners like so, and move just really fast. And this comes really into play, especially on Icebox, because if we come up here, we can get really good ult pathing by going like up on the pipes and B hopping across to 410 and even nest. And this just gets us all the way around. And it's just a really good tip you should know for any map when playing Gekko. Like, all of these tips aren't specifically for Icebox, these are general tips for the Gekko, and you should really keep these in mind if you want to maximize your value out of Gekko when playing him. Anyways, now that we're getting into the lineups, I'm going to start on A, then move to B. So for the first A lineup I'm going to show you is actually a Mosh lineup for pipes. So we're going to want to hug up to the left side of this barrier right here. And when the barrier is dropped like so, we're going to aim our crosshair at this horizontal line meets this vertical one. We're going to put our crosshair against it like here. And we're just going to do a jump throw like so. And what this Mosh does, it lands directly on pipes. And it just clears the whole of pipes for the early peeker. What a lot of people like to do, they like to take the ropes across and play this upper angle here, which is really annoying. And generally they can just get a kill and walk away with it. This moddy denies that. We don't always have to use this moddy though, as there's flashes to push people off, but flashes can be broken, so this Mosh just secures pipes and makes sure like no one's on it, they can't even be hiding behind it here. So it's just a really good Mosh to clear pipes if you know the enemy is like going for that early peek a lot or playing on top of pipes a lot. For the flashes, what you can do, you run upstairs and you can just do a simple jump through like this across, and it lands in a really nice spot where you can pick it up. This flash hits for pipes, like down here, it hits for top of pipes, it hits for anyone holding this line down here, maybe with an op. And even if someone goes on belt, like let's say like a jet, like updrafts up here, it also hits for nests as well, it clears a whole nest, just in case we're worried about anyone being there. And for the second flash lineup, if you come all the way up here, and we hug against this wall here, we're just going to look to the furthest side of this like bit, so the furthest left side, and we're going to look in this grey area here. I'm going to do a simple jump throw. And this Dizzy lands down here, so really nice like pickup spot again. So we're making sure we're able to recycle util and it's landing in a nice spot. And also like the pings here are just amazing. It pings for all under here, for all the pipes, clears for belt. It doesn't clear nests, but generally your team will clear this anyway when coming across. Like you can jumpy clear it, you can see anyone's head from down here. But this flash here, like it lands in a really nice spot and clears a lot of things. And after you pick up your flash, you can execute before you even get the second flash off. If you do that and you get a kill, maybe you just want to wingman from here, make him plant the bomb like so, like here or like in nest. But if you want to wait for your flash to come back online, what you can do is come onto pipes and you're going to see this line against nest here. So not this one, but this one. I'm going to like make it come up to this bit here. So now they're aligned, we're going to crouch and go all the way to the end on this black bar like so. And then we're going to look up all the way up at this light. So we're going to see from here, here, and then we're going to just bring it down here. So make sure this line here is aligned with this bottom bit here where I'm shooting. And we're just going to do a simple throw like so. And what this mosh does, it lands all the way for backside like so. And it just clears anyone under and forces them to swing out wide. So what I like to do with this mosh is I chuck it like so, and then I wait for it to land, then I chuck a nice splash like this with it, and it basically means if anyone swings out here, they're going to get full blinded, or if they don't swing and they get blinded, they're just going to die to the mosh. So really, really, really good molly to clear backside and get kills, force them wide and give us faded fights. Also going back to Gekko's ult or Thrash, another good ult is just down here. You can clear right really easily, then the whole of mid side, back gen, and like all the way to dice the back side. Like the only problem is like this is more for a detain rather than to pick it back up. Like it's in a kind of safe spot where you can pick it up, but you do have to cross and pass by screens. You have to be careful with that. You can, well, it depends also where you hit the person is where you're gonna grab it again. Like I could see someone right here and like. Obviously that's a really easy spot to pick it up and get a kill, but this ult just generally clears everything for your team to go in with. So I cleared mid-side, I cleared everything. I could even like detonate it here, and like that's still somewhat of a really open spot, but like if your team hold and help you cross and help you get back, then you can easily like recycle the ult again and have it for post plant. So that's just something to keep in mind of. Moving on to the post plants, what I recommend for plants is here by the gem and onto the nest. Planting default is alright if you're like in a really risky situation, but generally you can't even see this like default from all the way back here. So it's not a really good plant because you can't really play like a super good post plant. There's also here, which is a really, really good spot as well, but Wingman like struggles to go over it and you can't see it. So just a nice alternative is here, or if you're on nest or pipes, and you can chuck it up here. And I'm just going to show you some, well, 3 lineups which you can do. So for 2 of them, you're going to want to come against this corner here, like on the floor. This, I didn't even know what you call it, but you come against the left corner of it. And for the first one, you're going to see like this black like spot here, and you're just going to come all the way down to this bottom line, and we're just going to do a left click throw. And this lands directly on top of this box and hits for this spot here, but more importantly here. So that's nice. For the second one, same spot again. We're just going to come here, and we're going to chuck it against this like little corner bit here. Just a left click through again, and it's going to land for default and the gem plant, like so. So really, really good molly again for default and gem, and just stalls the plant, kills anyone on the bomb. And now for a really, really fast landing molly that lands for nest is if we come up to the right side of this window here. And now for a really, really fast landing molly that lands for nest is if we come up to the right side of this window here, hug right against it. We're going to aim against the 4th pipe along, so the 4th one here. We're going to aim at the very right side of it and do a run jump through like so. This molly lands directly for nest and it hits for like all the way back to all the way forward. I will say though, when we do the wingman for nest, be careful because wingman can be broke on nest from here. And this is the tip when playing against the Gekko as well. Like you can just spam the Gekko up here. So we want to make sure kind of the Viper wall's up when we are chucking it, so they don't know exactly where to spray. Though you can still ping it obviously, but you just have to be careful when doing that wingman plant, is that it can be broken from here, and that is hard to retrieve because they're still going to be able to see you. So gem one's really good, nest one's really good, but is like risky. They can break it, really easy to break, so keep that in mind. Moving on to mid, there's not actually really anything specific for mid. A lot of people play Viper. on this map, and Vipers like to orb mid on attack a lot. So if you have a Viper and you want to do like an eco strat or like a B split strat, you can ask for the orb up mid and we can cross under with it. Then we could just like do a simple flash over like this and swing from the orb like so. So that's like a simple way of something you could do mid. You could like generally if you're gonna go mid, you're gonna use your flash like somehow, like it's just gonna be a simple one, like on the go situational flashes basically, guys. It's not gonna be anything specific. Like if we need to flash here, we're gonna flash here. If we need to flash for orange to help teammates or push through, we're gonna flash it, you know. There's nothing really specific for mid, and it's just on the go simple lineups. Anyways, moving on to B, what you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna see like the barrier here, you'll see the green container, you'll just like literally left click against it. Just stand still while you do it, because if you run like so and do it against it, it's gonna come like too fast, like back, like so. And what you want is just for it to go like really slow, so like it takes its time clearing everything. So if someone wants to come in late, it's still gonna ping them. And this dizzy clears for like the whole left or right side of this container. The left side, if anyone's peeking left side yellow, on top of yellow more importantly, if anyone's opping. And it just like gets a really good clear on early, so you and your team can scale up. And obviously it just lands in a really nice spot where you can pick it up really safely as well. I'd say after you get your dizzy back, you're pretty gonna want to prioritize flashing yellow to help your team push in and kill anyone who is yellow or find anyone who is yellow. Like a simple flash like that will clear it, or if you want to go over like so, that's also really good. Just make sure you're not chucking it too far, so it's like, this is a pretty bad spot to grab your dizzy, as it's very open. And also just be careful that you're not chucking it out the map, of course. But after, just make sure like you pick up your dizzy, then you have wingman to plant here. I think the best plant is here. You could also plant here or here, even on top, but I think the best one is here, just default. And a nice mosh to go with this is if you jump up here, then you can just aim at the top right of this yellow cargo box and do a left click. And that's just gonna run directly for default. Moving on to defense, and I don't think, well, I think Gekko is really good at re-clearing and retaking, but not so much at anchoring per se. Generally, you want to be a lot more proactive on defense when you're playing Gekko. So one thing you could do is early A, you can go on here, chuck your flash like this, and this just clears blinds anyone close, and it lands up on pipes where you can grab it. And what you can do, what you do this flash for is to get one of your teammates up on a line. Maybe they're playing off or something. You see this a lot in VCT, and they just hold this line, they get one, get out. Then what you'll be doing is just holding belt from here. And this is a lot more of a coordinated play, so maybe not so much of like a rank mentality, but it's just an example of what you can do, set plays you can do with your ult or with your dizzy on defense to be proactive and get lines and get early like first kills and stuff. But obviously if you're playing ranked, maybe your teammates aren't listening, maybe you just aren't like feeling doing stuff like that, you can just kind of play backside, and when they flood, like if you hear them or a noise or whenever your teammates calls, you can just kind of like flash back here and swing with it. Just swing with your flash normally and just flash for yourself. If you have a Viper wall up and it's up here, you can also ask your Viper to wall up and you flash through as well. Then you can, you know, catch the enemy by surprise. You can maybe get a kill or two by flashing through the wall. Just simple things like that. Very on the go, like very simple flashes. You're just kind of flashing for yourself at this point. You're just doing it to get a kill and get out, grab your dizzy, you know. And it's just kind of like simple, very simple flashes, and it's just really easy to understand. Once again with mid, not really anything specific. You could like do a flash maybe like this early, just in case you want to see like back here or check back here. But realistically, this flash isn't even that good for clearing yellow. Generally, I think when playing Gekko, you don't really want to play as a solo initiator, so you'll probably have a Sova with you anyway, and Sova's really good for darting mid, he's really good for darting like deep A early as well. And I don't think Gekko really is any good in mid. Like, once again, if you see someone mid and you want to fight mid with your team, you feel free to flash or do any of that. If your team's fighting like Boiler, like here, like he's on top of here, he's fighting these guys back here, you could literally just flash up against his back wall and help him fight and bind them. But it's just, once again, simple flashes. Like, you have to think of it on the go just to support your team. Also, another thing you could possibly do with Gekko is if you come to orange, which is literally here, you can come to like kind of where my ping is and just kind of look up in the sky and do a jump throw like so. And what this flash does, it basically just pings early mid. It doesn't clear like close corners like here and here, but or neither does it clear on the tube, but it can like ping back here. I don't really know what this info would really give you. Maybe it would give like close info on mid. And I don't think it's the most practical flash. It's just an idea of what like you could possibly do if you wanted to play mid. once again, I think you should opt to play more A or B and be more proactive with your team and support them, and just generally play more for the retake anyway. Moving on to B though, is where you can make another. I'll give you another example of like what a trap play could be. Something you could do is have like a duelist up here, like kind of around this corner, maybe jiggling or something, like so. You're just looking to find them, playing off sound, and then you could play back yellow and flash up high like this. And this flash will literally just blind anyone like deep down here, and then your duelist can go off and like kill anyone, peek anyone, and get some free kills, or just even like free info off the Dizzy. Why you wouldn't do this flash early is because a lot of teams just like take their time, and there's a lot of like corners which this flash won't flash. So for example, this corner and also this corner by garage as well. This like that flash isn't gonna scan anyone if they're hiding here. So if you do that flash, they could like easily walk up on the timing. So I don't really recommend doing it early. Like on, if you've seen like sunset Gekko video, like you'll see like on the A you'll be looking up and you'll be flashing high to hit anyone early on the choke. But it's not so much for Icebox on the fence, which is why like it is quite annoying because you want to be recycling your lethal and playing it early a lot on defense, but Gekko just really comes in on the retake, and I'm going to show you like here. And generally this is what you're going to be wanting to play for. You're going to be wanting to play like more heavy, maybe more aggressive on one side and play retake the other maybe, or just like you just kind of want to play with your team and support them a lot. Then on the retake on A, you have like really good mollies to stall plant. So one of them is if you come up here, you can just kind of like kind of round here and just do like a run jump through like so. And this money just kind of lands for like default and gen, and it just like hits everything. It's going to cover everything, stall the plant, maybe possibly get a kill as well. Once again, if anyone's planting nest from back here, you can literally spam them or kill them like really, really easily. You have really nice flashes over here on screen to ping anyone like top 410, maze, mid-side, gen, back dice. Like that flash is really amazing for people to flood with. You can flash from stairs as well, like so, like from back here. And this will just like hit for like gen on the dice. It's gonna hit for mid-side, it's gonna hit for 410 pipes, literally everything. So there's a lot of really good retake flashes as well. I will say, like, and this is a big tip, when retaking as Gekko, you're gonna want to keep your wingman to stay on bomb. You're not gonna want to chuck your wing. Like, there's certain situations where maybe you can chuck wingman to like clear this. Maybe if your teammates really need to swing off it. But I'd say generally just save wingman to get on the bomb, because you want him to at least get the first half if possible to make it easier when you know, when the time gets close and you really need to get on the bomb, and it just allows you to fight while wingman's on the bomb. So that's a really good tip, is save wingman a lot for bomb, because it's really, really important. There's also Gekko ults too, like obviously from CT, like here, you can clear the whole of back, you can clear dice, mid-side, you can clear like literally maze, gen, everything. And obviously really good detains there as well. Then going on to the B retake, if you're playing heavy A and you're like really far away from B, I made up a lineup. So if you come up here, like this is CT heart, you come in this right corner here on the top of heart, and you're gonna see this crane here, and you're gonna bring your crosshair all the way up to this light blue like star. So we're just gonna line it up with the star like so, and we're gonna do a jump through like so. And this molly just basically lands for default. Really nice molly to stall plant once again. It just lands really nicely for default. You can get a kill off it, can just stall the plant for the flood maybe, or just buy time for your team to rotate. Then if maybe you don't want to use your molly for that, maybe they already planted, another good molly for if they're already on the post plant is just like back yellow, like so, like a really like deep molly like that. It forces them out wide, like right side yellow, left side yellow. You can do that from top side, you can do that from side, just like so, just kind of chuck it back here. Literally you can do it from anywhere. You can also molly like back here, or like to stop them. Like let's say the bomb's planted, we're getting on bomb, we can chuck on molly, we can get wingman on bomb. That means they can't swing out because they're mollied, and if they play in that molly, they're just gonna die. So that could possibly lead us to getting half on the bomb or something. We also have really, really good flashes, like over yellow again, once again. That can clear danger, that can clear like right side yellow, back yellow, left side yellow under this. We can, it depends how you flash or where you want to flash, but like you just do it based off where your team is scaling, where you want to take. So we're going to want to take yellow on the post plant, you know, we're going to maybe we want to even clear side. Let's say we haven't even cleared side properly, like we can flash back here or something, and you know, this section of site's clear now, like, or we can clear, like, or we could like flash fully down here, and it like pings under, it clears right here, it pings under, it pings a bit of left as well. or like I said before, over yellow. That's really nice, and that can ping from main as well. Just be careful because Dizzy can easily be broken, just one bullet breaks it. But these are just examples of where you could flash. Obviously it's very situational, so I can't tell you where you could flash for every given situation, but over time with Gekko, you're going to learn when you should use your flash, when to, when not to, like where to, like, and just make sure you're calling your flashes, make sure your teammates are aware your flashes. Maybe your teammate even asks for a flash, that's even better, then you can support them with a flash. Anyways, that's kind of all I have for Gekko on Icebox. Generally, I would say he's very strong on attack, and for defense, he's really good at re-clearing and retake. There's also a lot of trap plays, like I've mentioned, you can do, but maybe it's not very too base for ranked, and maybe that's more like scrim stuff or something you can run with a duo maybe. But if you do have good teammates who are willing to do stuff, try things out, and like play together, then you can also like just try be creative with your players, be creative with your flashes. How do you want to use it? What are you like planning to do off these flashes? Are we taking space with it? Are we doing it to get a kill, or like what's going on with our flashes? Because like I said on defense, we want to make sure we're being pretty proactive as Gekko, because we don't really want to sit back site like constantly. We kind of want to make sure we're flashing for our teammates, make sure we're flashing around. But once again, it's also really important and really good to use your flashes for yourself as well. Remember, you can recycle them, pick it back up, 10 seconds, we have it again. Anyways, like I said, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy, and I do have a Discord server and I'm trying to build a community on it. I say this at every video, so if you're looking for maybe a community to join about Valorant, to play ranked with people, meet new people who play Valorant, or just any game in general, if you want to talk to me, ask me any questions about my videos, if you have any suggestions about what agents or maps you want next, you can tell me in my Discord, you can comment it below as well. And make sure you're following on whatever you're on, maybe it's TikTok, maybe it's YouTube. And make sure to like, follow or subscribe, because it always helps me and it will help me continue to make videos. And also, like I said, if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. And I also want to mention I do have a Twitch, so if you would like to see me stream when I end up getting back onto it, then make sure to follow me on Twitch, put notifications on, or even follow my Twitter, because I'll be posting there when I'm going to go live on the stream. But hopefully it will be soon anyway. I haven't been able to do it recently, but hopefully soon. And anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.